Welcome everybody to this week's KubeVirt community meeting. It is the 10th of June, 2026. I hope wherever and whenever you are, you're having a lovely day. Let me put the, go rid of my chat. Let me put the agenda link into chat, just so everyone's got it. And if you could please put your name on the attendees here, as many people are hovering around doing, that would be much appreciated. Is there anyone who is new this week and or would like to take a moment to introduce themselves to everyone?
Yeah, this is Ram here. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you are.
Uh,
Hello.
yeah, hi everyone. Joining this meeting first time, and I've seen a couple of things is happening, and uh, want to participate and then contribute on this stuff. So kickstarted this. That's why I mentioned, and I am from Adobe and working from India.
Awesome. Welcome. Hopefully this meeting is not too late for you.
Thank you.
You wouldn't happen to be Ram to Velar, would you?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I've seen a couple of your PRs.
Yeah, thanks,
Yep.
Gordon.
Well, thank you and welcome. Is there anyone else here who is new and would like to take a moment to introduce themselves? All righty, well, then let's get started. Do a quick run through of our usuals. We have a scheduled check-in. The next big milestone, as hopefully everyone is aware of, is our code freeze in 2 weeks' time. So that is the 24th of June. Following that, we have the version 1.10 unconference, which is not on our schedule, but that will be the 30th of June. We'll see that in a sec when I look at the calendar. And we are, as best as I am aware, still tracking for a 1.9 release date of the 22nd of July. What is next? Our CFP check-in. There are some project related CFP still open related to KubeCon Cloud Native Con North America, which will be in November. So that's why that's still there. DevOps Day, someone pointed out to me, is in Barcelona just after that. So if you're a little closer and you're not going to KubeCon, then the DevOps Days Barcelona might be interesting for you. Open Source Summit is going to be in October. It is closing in just a couple of weeks. KubeVirt historically has not done a lot at Open Source Summit, and that is something that I would like to see change because I think it is a large, interesting conference that I think KubeVirt can make a fairly large impact at. So if you've got any ideas milling about, by all means submit to that. Let me know. If you've got an idea and you're not sure of it, you're welcome to ping me and run it past me and we can talk about it. And just cap it off, we've also got KVM Forum. So that CFP closes there on the 31st of July. Upcoming conferences that we are speaking at, we've got DevConf next week. And then in not too long, we've got KubeCon Cloud Native Con Japan at the end of July. For some reason I thought it was June. And as usual, if you know of a CFP or someone speaking at a conference who's part of the KubeVirt community, please let me know. I'll add it here and promote it. So the calendar. So this week, we had our DRA meeting. Hopefully that went well. Tomorrow we have our SIG control plan fortnightly meeting. Next Monday we have our SIG storage, SIG networking meetings. So this will be the last of those meetings before our code freeze. And so if you are working on anything storage or network related and you need attention on those items, or if there's anything that you desperately need to finalize, those are the best meetings for you. Similarly, on Tuesday is next week is our confidential computing session. Okay, let's get on to our agenda. Um, Ram, you've got this one.
Yes, thanks, Pardon. Could you please open that issue which has been submitted? I'll just give insight. Currently, we are working on provisioning Windows, which is running as a virtual machine of a pod in our setup. So in that case, we couldn't able to see PDB max unavailable in order to have slash scale sub resource or the virtual machines instance resource. As a workaround, we are going with the min available. But if we want to add this particular kind of feature, right, which has been mentioned that we need to have the upstream Kubernetes also in order to have this KubeVirt API can inherit that parameter. So before working on any kind of code or something like that, we have opened a issue on the Kubernetes also upstream. It is there in that workaround, as I mentioned. So it's not that one. But then could you go to that community meeting there? I can. I guess I have updated it. Initially, we thought it would be a kind of like a small change by introducing this parameter. But to support this particular sub resource, we need to inherit the change from the upstream Kubernetes also, as this is the API change. So could you go to that community meeting invite? There I have given that.
Sorry, my audio is breaking up a little bit. Which meeting invite?
No, the first tab, Burden. First tab.
This one?
No, the first tab. Prior to that. The first one, our community meeting.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, please. So, and can you see the Kubernetes issue 139582? So this is what the maintainer. So as I mentioned, again, it's at the upstream at the Kubernetes level. So we need a sign on from our KubeVirt also. Either are we good to go ahead and do the API change at KubeVirt level, or it's better to go ahead and then do the change at the Kubernetes upstream and then let it get integrated to our API layer on the KubeVirt so that it won't get overhead. If you do the API change only at the KubeVirt, it suggested that it's a kind of it's not a kind of permanent fix. So for that, again, we have to create a enhancement proposal in upstream Kubernetes, and then I have opened a chat with SIG apps in Kubernetes also in the Slack channel for this. So before starting any kind of further conversation, I would really like to get kind of more insights and then kind of thoughts from you folks on this. So I'm not sure whether it will be kind of like a top priority or something, but for now we do have a workaround to use min available. It will be great. We can inject this if we have enough kind of quorum after peer reviews on this. And for now, opened a peer also in the documentation level at our KubeVirt user guide, suggesting the customers or tenants who is using a KubeVirt to, I think it will be, if you scroll down, yeah, scroll down, the third PR, 1006. So until this feature max unavailable is getting published or included, you can go ahead and then use a min available for the PDBs for the VM pool workloads in the document level.
Sorry, if you were talking to me, I didn't manage to catch any of that. I see Felix is here. Felix, does this fall under your wheelhouse?
I can give it a look. I'm not sure if I have the capacity, but I'll have a look.
And from what you see here, admittedly, it's just a small snapshot, but is this likely going to be like needing a VEP?
Not sure it will need a web in KubeVirt, but
Okay,
from what I understand, it will need a cap. So yeah.
right. Does anyone else have anything they want to weigh in on this issue?
I'm just wondering what's. I mean, I understand the scale sub resource for in the aspect of VM pool. I don't fully get it in the virtual machine instance context. If I look at the API itself, on its own, I have a VMI and I can scale the VMI. What does it mean? I mean, usually there is only one VMI, okay, one pod. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't look at the issue, so It's just that looking at this as is, without any context from my side, I cannot fully understand the meaning of scale in the context of VMI.
From what I understood, it's related to the usage in combination with virtual machine pools, where a pool owns several VMIs, and then you want the PDB on the pod, and then it translates just to the VMI. But there's like one owner on top, which is the pool, and it doesn't call the scale of the pool, but instead it looks at the VMI and says, oh, there's no scale, so it fails.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
And this is only for PDB, not other resource like deployment and all.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
The other part is we are actively from Adobe, right, working on one of the project where provisioning deploying Windows as a VM in the pod. So that's how we are noticing what are the based on what use cases and that we have submitted. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're okay to move on if that's all right. Thank you for bringing that our attention. Because we are quite close to code freeze, I'm not entirely sure if we'll have, as Felix said, capacity in order to get this done before 1.9. But yeah, let's see how it pans out in the next couple of weeks. Fan, you've got a couple of open floor issues.
Yeah, thank you. So the first one is the long existing issues that introduced by a merged PR. That PR explicitly overwrite the OpenAPI v2 schema for the quantity from the type string to the string and the integers and the numbers, multiple values type. So this one is intended to allow the multiple types quantity input in the one VMI mutator path for the Vert API, but it breaks the published open API contract. So Kubernetes client, including some GitOps client, so the Kube API, Open API parser will be blocked by parsing and validating these Open API v2 schemas. So that is a blocking issue in the current upstream code base. So the fix is pretty simple. We need to revert this PR, or we introduce a better way to handling the schemas for the V2. So the core bug is the Kubernetes client consume the aggregated Open API v2. So that's what they expected. However, in the KubeVirt, the code generated it override the v2 schema quantity from the single type to multiple type. So that's causing the break.
So when will we see the problem?
When? I think, yeah, so this one, I think any versions since this PR merged, I think the version since release 1.5 has this issue, but we don't, this problem it won't be hasn't been surfaced out until introduced until we introduced a downstream quantitative values. Because currently for the upstream code, many of the values are not using the quantity. If you're using the quantity in the CRD or values, that will causing this problem. The GitOps client like Argo CD, Flex will be blocked and complain the failures. The definition with the multi-types aren't supported because it's the schema is a Open API v2. Only Open API v3 can support this multi-type. So that's a schema mismatch.
Okay, is there so what is your suggestion again? Quick.
Yeah, I suggest to revert this this PR, revert the PR 13629, which introduced this problem. Because we have the KubeVirt Vert API support two schemas, V2 and V3. So we don't need to consolidate all the V2 to the V3. We just ask the client to provide the appropriate contract for V2 or V3. We don't need to override on the backend.
But won't it break the one that depended on the previous one, on the existing thing?
We reverted that PR in downstream for over 1 year. We haven't seen the issues.
Hey, but depends who is using them, I guess, right?
So the PR introduced this issue seems not correct, logically correct, because I don't know why the PR wanted to fix, but force converting Open API v2 schema to a v3 seems not logically correct, right?
Okay, you can assign me. I'll try to look at it.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And Ben, you've got the next issue as well.
Yeah, so this is a quick follow-up on the issue of the PRs we talked the last meeting. Thanks for everyone the feedback on the following up work on hardening the hook sidecar we wanted to use. I look into the Web 190, so I noticed that this is very good. This one introduced a new way to struct the plugin, replacing the undefined domain hooks. So I noticed that it doesn't cover the hook sidecar. So I wanted to follow up if there is a working regarding to adding the struct plugin API or hook families to replace the pre-cloud init hook using the similar way before I filing the web. So the intention is we still have a strong need to use a cloud init mutating cloud init sidecar to mutating some ISO generations. For example, network configurations after domain generated after the domain started. So we found that cloud init hook sidecar is a better way. So we wanted to follow the Web 190's approach and extended that web to adding this support. Is there any objections or suggestions?
I'm trying to, hey, how are you? I'm trying to understand exactly what you suggest here. So, yeah, as you said, Web 190 proposes an alternative to the sidecar hooks. Basically, they can do everything that the current hooks can do, but better and have more features and stuff like that. So, what exactly? I mean, is there any missing functionality that you see there, or? I mean, I didn't fully understand the question.
Oh yeah, thank you. So the issues, like the issue and PRs, we have a lot of work relying on the hook sidecar containers. The hook sidecar, for example, a typical use case is we wanted to support the primary UDN that was for the multiple interface, multiple SRV interfaces in the VM. Each interface has its own CNI manages subnets and network configurations. All of this work are done by the hook sidecar. The hook sidecar is going to generate network configurations based on the CNI annotations of the pod, and all these configurations will be populated in a ISO file and mounted inside the VM. So that's a way. The pre-cloud init ISO hook currently in the KubeVirt is a standpoint we relies on. So the Web 190 only covers undefined domain hook, but doesn't cover the pre-cloud init ISO hook. So I read through the Web 190 and noticed that it provides the new structure plugin hooks. One is domain hooks. One is node hooks. All of them are either mutating the generated domain XML or the lifecycle hooks handled by the Virt handler. However, the pre-cloud init hooks, the cloud generating the cloud init mutations, that happens before the ISO generations, not during the domain XML mutations. So this is still needed, and it's missing in the Web 190. So that's the intention. We wanted to extend the Web 190 to add this, filling this gap.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Andrew, can you CC me on that issue and I will look further? I think that maybe what you're trying to do is possible with a mutating admission policy or something like that that will actually inject something into the cloud init section or something like that. But I'll have a deeper look on the issue and yeah, and we'll give a comment there.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're almost out of time with SIG Compute coming up. So let's just call out, we have a bunch of PRs here that have been listed for that are awaiting review. Some of them are new, some of them are old. Hopefully they all speak for themselves. If you could please take a minute just to peruse the list and take a look at anything there that falls into your domain so that they can be moved along, since we are 2 weeks out from code freeze. If any one of those people listed here has something that they really urgently want to call out now before we close up, then please take a minute to do so. Well, take 10 seconds to do so. Okay, so priority, not necessarily super urgent. And there's a couple of things here. They're on the mailing list. I just wanted to call them out there in particular. Oh, we have a bug as well. I think this looks like the one related to what Ram brought as well, but I see 3 links. So apologies for running out of time. It was a busy schedule. Thank you everyone for being here. If any of these things are worth bringing up in SIG Compute, please feel free to copy and dump it onto their agenda. Otherwise, have a lovely week and we'll see you all next week. Thanks.
When is the code freeze burden?
In 2 weeks on the 24th of June.
24th.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.